The community of Groutville in KwaZulu-Natal has for decades been dependent on peanut butter trees that grow along the Mvoti River. The economic demands on modern-day South Africa forced the community to come up with not only job creation opportunities, but also future wealth-creating opportunities. The community formed a cooperative and now not only harvest peanuts, but have started food processing. They're looking at taking the produce to different markets across the country. We're now joined by Member of Parliament Jama-ah Hendricks, who initiated the growth of the project and got it to be recognized by the UN Food Programme, and also Mama Veli Luthuli, who is a community leader in Groutville, who is also involved in the project too. Both of you, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Mr. Hendricks, perhaps I can start with you about this project and what you saw and what spurred you on to make sure that it got off the ground.
Thank you very much. As you know, Mrs. Veli Luthuli is the daughter-in-law of Chief Albert Luthuli, and she told us about the fact that the villages in Groutville depend a lot on the peanuts in order to make a livelihood, and that they want to take it to the next level because they are getting old. They can't harvest the peanuts and do what is necessary, and they want their children to develop an interest in making use of an economic opportunity. And Mrs. Luthuli came up with the idea of peanut butter. I did my research and I found that the United Nations Food Programme have a peanut butter manufacturing operation in Zimbabwe, and we managed to get the National Director for South Africa to come to Groutville to address the cooperative. Like you said, they are registered, and the cooperative showed us how the villages use peanuts to make peanut butter. So we hope that the young people of Groutville who are not very keen just to sell the peanuts, but we hope that they will be keen on actually establishing a fully fledged manufacturing plant in Groutville in honor of Chief Albert Luthuli, so the whole world can remember his legacy. As you know, Chief Albert Luthuli is a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and not much is heard about him. All we know is that the African National Congress headquarters is named after him, and people talk about Luthuli House, but they never talk about Chief Albert Luthuli. So I'm a member of the Portfolio Committee on Small Business, and we've decided to throw our weight behind the cooperative to give them the necessary seed funding and to interest the United Nations Program and the Minister of Social Welfare in this particular project. And the Minister was kind enough to send one of our directors to join us last week in Groutville at our parliamentary constituency office, where we actually produced a few jars of the best peanut butter you will ever be able to buy in the future. And so we're very excited about this project, and we want to assist 100 families in Groutville to earn 4,000 Rand a month by producing 60 jars of peanut butter a month. That is the United Nations Food Programme. The grinding machine that we are using is made in Zimbabwe, and I just returned from Zimbabwe yesterday, where we identified the suppliers for these peanut butter making machines. So we're very excited about this peanut butter project, in that it will be able to help people get out of poverty. It will encourage the youth of Groutville to follow the tradition of the elders, to make use of the peanuts growing on the riverbank. We also very encouraged that the Luthuli family is prepared to give us some of their land so that we can grow more peanut plants and have a constant supply of peanuts for this community. Also, we want to market the peanut butter throughout Africa. as a project in honor of Chief Albert Lutuli. I've managed to interest the Minister of International Relations, and the department is going to assist us to reach the international market. So very soon, the Chief Albert Lutuli peanut butter will be available in most of the countries in Africa and all over the world. We're also thinking of marketing the peanut butter in the Arab and Muslim countries, so it will be halal peanut butter.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Mama Veli, I just want to get a sense from you what a project like this means to the people of Groutville.
Mr. Ndoro, the people are very excited about this. They've been planting peanuts, selling them along the streets of Stenga, Tukuza, sometimes grinding them and selling them as powder. But they had never thought of taking it further, a step further into making peanut butter. So it was a surprise to everyone, but an exciting surprise as well. So we are looking into involving Groutville and the surroundings to start with, and then spread out throughout the Lembe region if possible. And as the President, Mr. Hanif Hendricks, is saying, maybe go into Africa and the world.
So, Mama, does this...
we are very excited about it.
Does this project find a way to empower young people? Because very often young people in rural communities are the most vulnerable in terms of finding things to do and income.
Yes, Mr. Ndoro. The young people have been introduced into the project right from the start when we were planning to register a cooperative, and we feel that they should be included or involved in the manufacturing stage, in the processing, in the packaging, right through to marketing as well as deliveries. It will be young people all the way.
Mr. Hendricks, I guess the beauty of something like this as well is upskilling people and giving them opportunities to function at a much higher level.
Yes, as you know that President Ramaphosa announced in the State of the Nation address that there will be 1,000 products in his localization project. And we want to make sure that peanut butter is high on the list. So that means supermarkets, wholesalers can only buy peanut butter from rural villages like Groutville, locations like Groutville. So we want to phase out in South Africa the well-known brands of peanut butter. They replace it in this particular case with the Chief Albert Lutuli peanut butter. It's a bit of a long name. We'll have to think of a shortened version. So the localization project means that we will have to upskill young people on how to grow the peanuts, how to select the peanuts from the pod. As you know, if you open a pod and you have the right eye for it, you will see that this peanut is only good for eating, but the other peanut is actually good for planting. So all those peanuts that are good for planting, we need to teach the young people how to identify those peanuts. And peanuts grow underground. It doesn't grow like on a tree. It grows underground like peas. So from one peanut plant, you can get up to 60 peanuts. So we'll have to teach them, first of all, on how to identify peanuts, how to plant it, and then how to use the right kind of fertilizer and nurture the peanuts. So after 2 months, you find that the peanuts are ready to be harvested, but we would encourage them to go a bit longer, 3 months, to get a better quality peanut. We're already doing research on the best fertilizers and how we can protect the plants Then obviously the harvesting is a very exciting part for the young people. They like to harvest and see what they've planted. And then it's the roasting. So we learned that, I must share this story with your listeners, that Mrs. Latuli told me she found the perfect oven. And you may have seen the pictures of the oven, but it is a typical oven that you will use in your kitchen for roasting the peanuts. So we were taught that, the color of the peanut butter, the longer that you keep it in the oven, the darker it becomes. So these are some of the basic skills that we need to teach young people. And the peanut butter that we have in mind is organic peanut butter. We don't add anything to it, but maybe a pinch of salt just to give it a bit of a pep. So there's a lot of basic things that we can teach the youngsters, and they're very excited. But the more exciting part is taking it to the next level. They have to come up with a label that will capture the imagination of the consumers, that will capture the information, the imagination of NGOs. NGOs use a lot of peanut butter. We hope that the army will buy peanut butter from Gradville, because they obviously will, and the prisons will buy peanut butter from Gradville, and that peanut butter will have a special significance because it comes from the hometown of one of South Africa's national heroes, Chief Albert Latuli. Then, of course, we need to find out if we can't produce a better peanut, and Gradville must then show the rest of the world that we can produce a much better peanut. And so agricultural students will have to come in and will have to come up with better plants so that we can produce a peanut butter that is unique. And then, of course, I just want to explain the project, the
Mr.
UN
Hendricks,
food
unfortunately,
program.
we're running out of time, so I'm going to have to give the last word to Mama Veli. And I just wonder, Mama, Groutville is known for growing cane as well, and I wonder if peanut butter is going to be the new flagship crop for the region.
Yes, Mr. Ndoro. Peanut butter is going to take Groutville into the map of the world. People are no longer planting sugarcane. It's now in the outskirts of Groutville, towards the sea. There are too many people that were harvesting the sugarcane and eating it. By the time it got to the mill, it was very little. So the planters didn't get much out of sugarcane. So now I'm hoping that this peanut butter is going to replace that activity, and it's going to benefit everyone, even the young ones who never ever planted sugarcane before.
Well, we certainly look forward to tasting this Chief Albert Latuli peanut butter that's going to be world famous. Mama Veli and Mr. Hendricks, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the very best on this venture going forward.
Mr.
Thank
Ndoro?
you. Make us proud. Yes, Mama.
Thank you, Mr. Ndoro.
Yes, Mama.
I am hoping that Baba Chief Albert Latuli is actually still active from the grave.
Amen.
And involved in economic development.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you to both of you.